Hey, it's Char. And a few years ago, I had a mission of creating this intense bucket list that I put crazy stuff on. I got my motorcycle license, a few different licenses, real estate license, that was the same year. And another thing that I did is I started rock climbing. And I had a friend that was into it and was able to kind of teach me some things, and along the way when I would pick up a habit or a hobby, I would, after I did once or twice, I'd grab my kids and take them. And one of the things that I really liked about rock climbing was that you could boulder. Now boulder, when you see rock climbers, are usually harnessed in and you have a rope and you have somebody who's belaying you and kind of making sure if you fall you don't kill yourself. And bouldering, it's kind of freehand, you don't have any of that. And I had taken my kids to climb Iowa, and I thought it was pretty good, and I was. I just forgot that I was like 39 at the time. And in the middle of Climb Iowa, they had this triangle wall that was probably about 20 feet up, and you could boulder to the top, and at the top, so you could race somebody, like on the other side, and you would see who the winner was by whoever reached top first. And so my kids and I decided that we're gonna boulder this wall, and I took them up on the challenge, and we all just hit the wall, started climbing up, and they're fast little climbers, and I went for that last reach, and my muscles were so fatigued that I wasn't able to hold on, and I actually fell off the wall and broke my ankle, even hurt the crack. Weird experience because you don't feel it right away. I heard the noise and then it took a few minutes, but then I felt immense pain and went and got a cast. And my daughter Riley, who is an artist, insisted that it be pink, and she painted glitter on it, and it was a lot of fun while I was healing. But you know, the magnificent thing about our bodies, our physical body, is that we have the ability to heal when the right environment is created. So I went to the hospital. Doctor put a cast on, and just like any healing process, the first thing that is needed is time, because time truly does heal all wounds. And during that time that I was on bed rest, I was able to do some, now I could do one of two things. I could either redirect or I could reflect. And with redirection, that's where I could kind of point the finger and blame other people. I could have blamed my kids. I could have blamed and sued Climb Iowa. Or I can learn to go look in the mirror at my reflection and reflect back on the experience and kind of own my part of it, of why this happened, and learn and kind of spot where I can take precautions, maybe wear some safety gear, and how to do it better the next time. And then the final process, the final step in that process is to try again, if you want. I never did rock climb or boulder again, because that's when I realized that I don't heal as fast or bend as much as I did when I was younger. And all of this got me really thinking about when I went through my divorce. And it was a really hard, I mean, my heart was broken. That was a really hard time in my life. And a lot of people, when you go through something that is traumatic to you, be it physically or emotionally or mentally, our bodies still have the amazing need to heal, and they can heal themselves if you provide an environment like a cast, a safe environment for you to heal. And you know, when you jump back in, I had the cast on my leg, and the next day went bouldering again and fell and broke it again. That doesn't really allow me any time to heal that leg. And the same thing with my divorce was, if I jumped right back into another relationship, there truly was no time to heal that wound. And then during that healing process, you can either redirect or reflect. And what I know about the redirection is where maybe somebody gets divorced, and instead of taking accountability for their part in that, they maybe go out the door and finger point and blame somebody, or say, hey, they're a gold digger, or they'll tell lies or stories to justify where they're at, or maybe even go into a victim mentality. And in that course, they might even try to damage the other person's reputation, or you know, just create a lot of havoc, a lot of noise, a lot of pollution. And it doesn't actually heal the wound that was created. And what you'll notice usually in those circumstances, and I know on my own because I was married more than once, that you're going to repeat the cycle. You're going to repeat the cycle because it's a catch-22. You haven't really done the work. You haven't really allowed enough time to let that bone heal or let your soul heal or do the reflective work that's needed for me not to hurt myself again, because I'm the one that's in charge of all of this. And I know in my own story, when I gave myself that time to reflect back on my marriage and take accountability for what was mine and what was his, what I learned in that process was, you know, if you look at, I'm going to say, if you look at me as kind of like the colors of the rainbow, because there's beauty to be found in all the colors and there's beauty to be found in mixing some of the colors. But if you think that I was the color yellow and I was the most amazing, beautiful, sparkly color yellow in the world, and all I could ever be is the yellow. This is me in my genuine form. And my husband was the color red. And he's the best color red in the world. And I thought I needed red, and I thought that the red was going to kind of work. And it also explains why so many people think or know that my ex is amazing, because he is. He's the best version of the color red possible. And through my divorce, what I learned is I really want somebody to be yellow. I want somebody to be more like me. And on his best day, he can never be that. And on my best day, I can never be red. That's what he needs. He wants the color red. I'm over here, I'm yellow. I'm not doing anything different, I'm just being me. Sometimes people can make two different colors work. Like you can mix red and yellow and it makes orange and it makes something new and something different. But I know in my case, because I slowed down to take the time to reflect, that I really need somebody who is yellow with me. And that also allows me to appreciate my ex in all of his wonderful color of red, and understand how, you know, through a breakup, so many people think that when a couple breaks up, or even when two friends break up as a friendship, that people have to take sides. And we don't have to take sides. You shouldn't ask people to take sides. You just have to do that reflective work and realize, you know what, not everything is supposed to, not every person you meet you're going to mix with. And when you're able to kind of sit back and realize, wow, you know what, he's pretty amazing. I've got great taste in picking amazing people in my life. It's just not what I need. And I can never on my best day be the red that he wants me to be, because I'm yellow. And what most people do is they stay together and try to force it or make it work. And through that process, you kind of become mean and do bad stuff to each other, and you fight, and you have these expectations of the other person that they can never be. And it's almost my own fault for setting him up for failure. That's pretty deep. Think about that for a minute. And so in that time, just like when your body is healing, you give yourself time, because it's going to heal all wounds, even my heart. You can either redirect and point fingers, or you can go look in the mirror and learn how to do it better, so that you don't do a catch-22 and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. Because if you're repeating it, if you've been in multiple relationships or had multiple things that break up, you know, eventually you figure out the common denominator is you. Now, I know in my own case, that's exactly what happened. Was, wait a second, common denominator between these people, they don't know each other. It's me. So there was really no choice for me but to go look in the mirror and figure out, because I don't want to repeat the cycle again. Because when you resist the temptation to take the easy way out, think about this, when you resist the temptation to take the easy way out, to redirect and point, you are preventing future problems. And so when you slow down, take accountability, do the reflection, I'm not going to have anything that's going to carry over into the next relationship. Because, you know, when you think about somebody who gets bit by a snake and they die, it's not the snake bite that killed them. It's the venom that got inside. And so before I go and repeat or try again, I need to make sure that I've taken the anti-venom, or I've got all the venom out of my body so it doesn't carry over. Because when you allow that venom to carry over to the next and the next and the next person pays the sins for a prior person. That's not fair. That's not fair to them. And we have this beautiful ability, even when you don't know you're doing it, that when you're in the middle of stress, strife, breakdowns, breakthroughs, your body will find ways to heal itself or numb itself. There's a difference. Because if I cut my arm off and I'm just taking morphine to numb the pain, it doesn't stop the bleeding. All right? But when you really do that work of healing, and you take time to allow that to happen, because our bodies, our psyches, our souls are all designed to heal themselves. And you allow that process to happen, you're going to get to a better place. So you guys, you know what? I hope this spoke to you. Because I know for myself, it took years to figure this out. And I'm hoping that somewhere along this way, if you're in the middle of a breakdown, breakup, breakthrough, no, in the middle of a breakup, oh, I just hug you. It's a hard process, but allow yourself the time to heal and create that cast. You know, get yourself to a safe place where you feel that that process can start happening. And if you don't know what it is, kind of start figuring that out. Because if you just jump back in and redirect, you're just going to keep hurting yourself. And I share this with you because I know that we are all powerful. If I can figure this out, and I can do this and share this, by golly, you're going to have some takeaways from this too. And I'd love to hear them, so comment down below. We are all powerful and we are all connected. You guys go love somebody today like I'm loving on you so that we can make the world a better place. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.